Thanks, Belinda, for reminding me to record. It
You're
is
welcome.
Wednesday, end of May. What is it, 26th?
27th.
27th? Something like that.
26.
26,
Is it
okay.
26?
I don't know, but it's the last Wednesday in the month, and this is our third call.
Nope, 27.
Director-bound little group here. So, all right, we're starting with our mindset moment. And I was just explaining that, you know, our brain is not as smart as we think it is. Our brain believes what it's told. And like I said, hi, Eric, that was Eric, my husband. So when you go to a movie and it's scary, you get scared a little. You jump in your seat when when it's a sad movie, we feel sad and sometimes we cry. We know it's not real, but our brain reacts to it as if it were real. So our brain is reacting to stuff all the time. Now we tell ourselves, oh, that movie wasn't real. But there's other things that our brain is reacting to that we tell our brains is real when it maybe isn't so. So our brains believe what it's told. And I want you to think about what kind of messaging you might be giving yourselves. When you wake up in the morning, oh, I know I wake up in the morning, oh, I feel so fat, I'm so fat, you know, or I need coffee, I'm so tired, you know, think of the messages. And we, in our country, adults give themselves about 50,000 negative messages a day. So it's really important to do those affirmations that Belinda was talking about and to change the dialogue, okay? Because it's really important and it does make a difference over time. I want you guys to grab a piece of paper. You know, it doesn't need to be big. I'm going to ask you 3 questions, and I want you to just write down how you would rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. Okay, and 1 being the highest, and you know, and 10 being the lowest. And you know, be honest, okay, because you're not going to have to share your answers except with your director if you want to. Do you believe you can build your skills and succeed in reaching your booking and recruiting goals? What's your belief on that? 1 meaning not at all, 10 being I got this. Okay, give yourself a number on that.
You separate the booking and the recruiting?
You can if you want. Yes, that says a lot right there. Number 2, do you believe you can promote to director in 30 to 90 days? Scale of 1 to 10, how you feeling about that? And the 3rd question, do you believe you can be a strong leader for your Pampered Chef team? So are you happy with your scores, or do you feel you have some room to grow in your belief level? Probably most have room to grow.
I need to grow.
You know what?
I need fertilizer. Lots
fertilizer. Awesome. Yeah. And belief is really powerful. I know many of you have seen this before, the belief triangle. At the top is your belief. And down at the bottom right is actions, bottom left is results. So what this tells us is, to a great degree, our belief determines our actions. If we say to ourselves, you know, I'm great at getting bookings. I can get bookings really easily. Well, chances are we're going to get out there and we're going to tell everybody we know. We're going to be messaging people and green dotting people and blah, blah, blah. And so because of our belief, and we say, oh my gosh, double free in June, that's fantastic. Then we'll take those actions. As a result, we're probably going to get bookings, right? And then it reinforces our belief. Yes, I can get those bookings. Now, you know, what do you tell yourself about recruiting? Maybe you're saying, oh, I'm not so good there. I can't influence that as much as I can bookings. I mean, you know, it's a bigger commitment. Whatever it is you tell yourself, that then influences the actions you take. Are you asking every host multiple times? Are you asking every guest? Are you treating your recruiting talk kind of like your power tool? I mean, you spend a few minutes talking about your power tool, right? Are you spending a few minutes to really talk about the business? You know, things like that. And very often, if our belief isn't there, then our actions aren't there. And then we don't get the results we want. And then we mistakenly tell ourselves,
Ellie has asked for someone to let her in.
oh, whoops. Can I do that from here? I think I have to stop the screen share to get to it. There we go. Yeah. Hi, Shelley. Welcome. So we were talking about the belief triangle. And so there's a quote from Henry Ford. He says, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So what you tell yourself, you will make happen. Now, the good news is that even though our belief to a great degree determines our actions, it doesn't dictate our actions. We can choose to say, right now my belief isn't strong, but I'm going to jump in on the actions anyway. And then maybe we get some of the results we want and we go, oh, maybe I'm going to change that belief and that messaging. Okay? So if your belief isn't particularly strong in an area, I'm going to challenge you. Jump in on the actions. Tell yourself, you know what? I'm going to pretend I'm a hotshot recruiter and that I believe in this, or whatever the opposite is. Don't even say I pretend. Give yourself those positive messages. I'm a strong recruiter. I'm a fantastic recruiter. I have a valuable service to offer. Okay. All right. So yeah, affirmations. This week, they say we should make our affirmations in I am statements. So I am a magnet for success. So here are some affirmations you might decide to take on or write your own. I am a director. I am booking 5 parties a week. I am a consultant and a recruiter with the Pampered Chef. And guys, you can introduce yourself that way at your parties. If you do a welcome post or a welcome video, hi, my name is Karen Batty. I'm a consultant and a recruiter with the Pampered Chef. I'm so excited that you're joining our party here this week. Because when you say it out loud, all of a sudden, you start to believe it. And here's the thing, the guests who are part of the show hear it and they think, oh, so she's not just a consultant, she's a consultant and a recruiter. She must be one of those people that builds a team. Okay. I have a valuable service to offer to people that they want and need. I am offering the business to every host 5 times. I am a strong recruiter. And guys, read them out loud with a smile like you believe them. Some of you have heard the story about how I pulled the car over on the side of the road and bawled my eyes out on the way to my first party. Eric says, never heard it. He's probably heard it ad nauseum. It's true. It's true. But what I did was, I remembered from nursing school, I wiped my tears away and I say, if I smile for 30 seconds, it releases endorphins. And I started saying, I'm a great consultant. People are going to have a blast tonight. I'm going to do great. And I started saying this out loud as I drove to the party. And it was one mishap after another, but you know what? 3 bookings, $600 in sales, and my first team member. So who knew?
There's someone else that is trying to get in.
Oh, can I put
I
anybody
can't
else
say
in
her name.
that? Oh, it's Anya. Yeah.
All right, she would like to come in.
Yep. I clicked it. So keep an eye on that for me because I think, yeah. Okay. So write those affirmations, read them out loud, say it with a smile in a mirror if you can. Okay. A couple times a day. All right. Well, my internet is unstable. Okay. Okay, so now our topic for tonight is host coaching. This is my favorite topics. If you got a dog barking, you might want to mute until you're ready to jump in. Okay, so partnering with our hosts is really important. Our hosts are our most important business partners. So you want to take some time when a new host books a party to get them to connect with them a little bit, get to know them a little bit. How many are they feeding in their household? What kind of cooking do they do, or do they wish they could do? What do they hope to get from the party? And after I chat with my hosts a little, I usually say, oh my gosh, I would love for you to get that air fryer. You know what? Can I just make that my mission to help you get that air fryer? Can we partner together and see what kind of magic we can make happen? Okay, so you want to, find out what they want, find out what would just make their day, and then just say, can I help you get there? Can I help you make that happen? But before we get into the nuts and bolts of host coaching, I want to talk to you about the bell curve. Does this look familiar to anybody? Remember this from 8th grade science? The bell curve is a scientific thing, and basically they say most everything in life can be plotted on a bell curve, like kids' grades. There were always a few kids, up here at the far right with all the A's. There were a few kids down here with D's and F's, and then everybody else was somewhere in between. They say that the clothes we wear, we could plot on the bell curve. Oh, I got my skinny jeans over here, and I got my fat jeans over here, and I got everything else that I tend to wear over and over again. Or you've got the thing that you wear to the weddings, and you got the things that, So a lot of life can be plotted on the bell curve. And so can our hosts, okay? So the far right here are what I call the dream hosts. These are the hosts who they just hit the ground running. They already know how to over-invite. They are people magnets. They get their guests engaged. They're fantastic. They're gonna probably have a great party with or without us. Anybody ever had a dream host? Yeah, it's really nice. They're few and far between, but they're nice to have. Then on this side of the curve, you're gonna have what I call the uncoachables. These are the people that either we can't get in touch with them to coach them, or we share ideas and they're like, yeah, no, that won't work for me. Yeah, no, I can't do that, because they've got sort of a reason why they can't or don't want to implement ideas. And I'm not talking about one idea here and there. Most everybody might have an idea where they say, oh, that's not my style, but I'm saying everything, they're just nixing everything. And those are the uncoachable hosts. And, we don't get angry with them. They're probably nice people. But just accept the fact that there's going to be some people that are not coachable. Still try your best. But what I find is very rarely does a consultant reach out to me and say, I have a host who's at $780 in sales. I'd love to help her get to 1,000. Do you have any other ideas I can share with her? Here's what I've shared so far. I rarely hear that. But what I do hear from people is, oh, I have this host. She won't do anything. I tried this and this and this and this, and she's at $112.
Hey, Karen. Ani needs to get in.
Oh, okay. So
Sorry.
that's okay. Oh, I don't see anybody in the waiting room.
Yeah, I just got a message from her.
I'm looking in the waiting room now. It's empty.
Okay, I will write back to her.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see her in the waiting room right now. So anyway, I always say it's probably easier to coach a $700 host to 1,000 than a $180 host to 200. So, but consultants tend to spend more time on those hosts that maybe aren't receptive to the ideas. So all I'm saying is, if you've got an extra few minutes to spend with a host, spend it with the host that is excited and is implementing everything. Still work with the ones that as much as you can, but don't get hung up on it, okay? We're looking at averages here. Look at your show average. Decide if it's something that you're comfortable with, and if it isn't, then you wanna make some changes. But it's these other hosts in the middle that are going to be influenced the most by host coaching. It's someone who might have a $300 to $400 show. Well, we work with them and they get to the $500 or $600 range. or someone who's got a huge circle of friends but didn't realize they could really invite all of them. All of a sudden, she might have a $400 or $500 show, and we can coach them up to $700 or $800. So, you know, our goal is help everybody have the very best possible show. Okay. All right. Oh, I'm going in the wrong direction here. Okay. So when you're coaching your hosts, a lot of times after we find out what their goals are, we start with attendance. So I want to hear from you guys. Who's had really good attendance at a show, and how do you feel you got it?
By having that super host. Excuse me.
Oh, by having having the, so you had a dream host.
Yeah.
And she just ran with it. Okay. All right. So how about, have you ever had a host that wasn't exactly a rock star right out of the blocks, but yeah, you coached them to greater numbers? Just had
Well,
some.
I have that right now too.
Good, good.
And of course it's my niece, so I can't get too mad at her. She's trying. I'm coaching her a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I mean, the party's doing decent and people are interacting. It's just, I'm trying to get her to interact more.
Yep.
And to thank people on top of my thank you post, just so that it's a little more personal.
Yep. I actually have the host do the original thank you.
I'm going to start doing that.
Yeah. So, you know, coaching someone is different than telling someone. So it's, you know, it's not enough to just, hey, you should over invite, but, you know, explaining the why behind it, you know, to say, you know, when it comes to Facebook, we have lots of friends. Not all of them, you know, are going to come or even see the invite. So it's really important to over invite. I explained to my hosts, you know, you want to have at least 30 members, if not closer to 45, because about a third of them are going to place orders. In order to get that number, it's going to mean you invite probably 3 times that many. How do you feel about that? Have you ever asked your host, how do you feel about that? I think it's a really helpful question to ask, because a lot of times they'll say, oh yeah, I'm totally fine with that. I'll invite all my Facebook friends. And I say, go for it. But other times they say, well, you know, some of my friends don't have a lot of money right now or laid off. And they tell you their hesitations so that you can address them and help them overcome them. Oh, I understand some of your friends might not be able to purchase Pampered Chef right now, but guess what? They can still come and have fun. And they can get tips. And you know what? They're going to hear about how they can get free products by hosting a party if they choose. But, you know, they're not going to be pressured to place an order.
I get that more when I'm trying to get somebody to book a party.
Yep.
And when they're trying to invite people.
Yeah. Yeah.
The hesitation is always, well, my friends are out of work. There's not a lot of money going around right now. And then I tell them the same thing, like they don't have to purchase anything. It could be something for them to look at for the future. They could host a party and get stuff.
And guys, did you know that Pampered Chef is going to set a new record in the month of May for the highest sales month ever in the history of Pampered Chef? This is important for you guys to know because it speaks to your belief. And we can, and just like, you know, we can only encourage and help people overcome their hesitations when we have a strong belief. Yes.
Elizabeth is trying to get in.
Okay. So, how come I don't see the waiting room?
She said she was in here like 15 minutes ago and then kept saying meeting host would let you in.
I don't see the waiting room. You know what, Belinda? I am gonna, I think I'm gonna make you put you in charge here so that I can.
How can I see your waiting room though?
I'm making you a host. I'm making you the host.
Okay.
Plus you're the host.
So now tell me what I look like for a waiting room. Does it look like a hospital or what? Security? Is that where it is? Security?
Bottom where you see how many participants, you click on that.
Yep.
And then you'll see participants, but at the top, it would tell you if there was someone in the waiting room.
Okay, I don't see anybody in the waiting room.
Yeah, I didn't either. So, but if you want to keep an eye on that,
I will.
let them in. Host disabled screen sharing.
Hold
Whoops.
on. Thank you, Lynn.
Oh, I can't screen share now. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, so we want to start with attendance and working with our hosts and being specific about how many they're shooting for, how many members are in the group, and how many they should invite. What are some ideas you give to people when they're a little hesitant, when they say, yeah, but I don't really know all of these Facebook friends that well?
I've been doing I think it's like 40. There's a list of 40 that you're supposed to come up with. I've been sending that to them.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
who you send Christmas cards to.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's
I
great.
can't the whole list.
Yeah, but I believe that it's in dash, the list of 40. Yep. What else? When they say, but I don't know a lot of these people. I don't know them that well.
They still eat.
Yes, exactly. You invite all your friends who eat. I also say, if you were going to open up a restaurant, would you only tell your very close friends? Or would you tell everybody? Because they don't need to know you that well to want to come to your restaurant. Well, they don't need to know you that well. If they're a Pampered Chef fan, they're going to want to see what's new.
I make it a point to post in my parties too that guests should invite other guests.
Yes, that's an awesome idea. And if someone's really struggling with attendance, I even maybe take it a step further and ask them to personally message a few of their friends who use Facebook all the time and say, would you mind, I don't know that many people, would you mind inviting 5 or 6 of your Facebook friends that you think might want to come? Because it's easy to miss a post. But yes, getting friends to invite friends. Imagine if you had 3 people inviting to every single party. The host and two people who love her dearly and want her to get to that $650 mark in June so she can get double free. This is not a big favor to ask, to say, hey, can you just kind of go through your friends list and click and just invite a bunch of people that you think might want to come. Yeah, it's a great idea. Okay.
I give them a message and tell them to, hey, just go on your Facebook wall right now and let everybody know you're in a Pampered Chef virtual party right now. And if they want to come in, then let them know. And the mystery host party, I think I had like 20-something people who had been invited to it, so that weren't originally invited. So it works out good.
Yep. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So work with your host, get those numbers up as much as you can. Not everybody has the same circle of friends. And so, not everybody's going to have the same number, but we can do what we can to boost those numbers up because, guys, that is probably the single most important thing that's going to determine the success of the party is how many members. Okay. There's no perfect post. There's no perfect demo. Just, the more people that are in the group, the more likely you are to have, a third of them order. So, yeah. Okay. So the next thing, how many of you have heard ask every host 5 times? Who's heard about that? So I want to ask you guys, why do you think it's recommended that we ask every host 5 times?
The answer might change.
It might. Kaylee, how many times did I invite you to give Pampered Chef a try?
A few times.
Way more than 5. Just everyone, but I hope I didn't hound you. Just every once in a while, I was like, hey, how about now? They were offering this thing.
I knew eventually I'd be back.
Well, and that's what you kept saying, like, yeah, I want to, but not now. So, you never said no. Stop asking me. So I just, yeah.
The rock crock lid might break. You never know.
That's right. That's right. Oh, so funny. Yeah, so people, they say that when most people are considering something new, the first time they hear it, they say no. Because they're nervous. They're like, whoa, I don't know. Most people consider themselves pretty busy, right? Most people think that their plate's pretty full. All of a sudden, you're inviting them to add one more thing on, and yeah, it's probably not going to happen. Hey, Belinda, can you enable screen share for me? It says the host has disabled screen share. I don't know if you can do that or not. Because I have a thing that tells the 5 ways we ask the host. Studies show that the average customer says no 5 times before saying yes.
Did that work?
Oh, let me see. Yay! Yes, that worked. Okay, so most people won't say yes to an idea without saying no first. In fact, studies show that the average customer says no an average of 5 times before saying yes, because decision making is an emotional process and not an intellectual one a lot of the times. So people have concerns, they have worries, they have, so it's important. And the earlier you can get the first no out of the way, the better. Okay, you don't want to wait till the party's over and say, oh, by the way, you could use kit credit. What do you think about giving the business a try? Because they're like, what? Oh, but if you planted that seed, all of a sudden, people can change their minds. And guys, they do all the time. I will tell you, hosts change their minds quite often. So here's the Ask Every Host 5 times. And by the way, this is posted in Kitchen Avengers. So you can do a search for it if you want. But I'm also going to be posting these slides to you guys. So the first is, this considers in-home and virtual parties. So they say in-home when you're setting up the party. But at a virtual party, it's, as you're setting things up and working with the host to get the ball rolling. And you could say something like, oh my gosh, you're so excited, and, and I can see you've got a really long wish list and 400 Facebook friends. Oh my goodness. Do you want to think about giving this business a try? I mean, it's a great way to stock your kitchen, and you clearly have a ton of friends here on Facebook. What do you think? Would you like to learn more? And if they go, yeah, no, not for me. Well, all of a sudden now their friends are excited and they're RSVPing. So you can PM them this. Oh my God, your friends are excited. They're RSVPing. Looks like they love Pampered Chef. Instead of saying, are you sure you don't want to give this business a try? What I tend to say is, are you sure you don't want to learn a little bit more about giving this business a try? Okay. So you're just kind of putting it out there. When you have a host that's doing a great job with interacting, they're posting stuff before you ever give them anything to post. They're interacting with their friends, they're tagging their friends. Oh my gosh, you are doing such a fabulous job of getting people excited. You seem like you'd be a natural at this. Are you sure this isn't something you'd like to learn a little bit more about? I think you'd be great at it. I'd love to have you on my team. Once 300 in sales have come in online, they have earned enough to get $25 in kit credit. So you could say something like, oh my gosh, you just qualified for kit credit. Do you know you could save $25 or $50 on a starter kit? Have you seen them? Here's the link. Are you curious? Would you like to learn more about that? And when I'm asking a host more than once, I will change the wording up. Like, I know you said no before, but I don't feel like I'd be doing my job right if I didn't point out da-da-da-da-da-da. Are you sure this isn't something you'd like to learn more about? And if they're like, no, okay, all right. But we've had a lot of other correspondence in between. Okay, we're talking about the party, we're talking about products, we're talking about all kinds of other things. At the time the party closes, again, you could say, I know you said no, but we now have 3 bookings, and the sales were this much. If you had been the consultant, you would have made X dollars. So I'm happy to take these bookings and put them in my calendar. But are you still a firm no, or are you kind of thinking maybe you'd like to learn a little bit more? This is when a lot of hosts change their minds. Either when people start getting excited and placing orders left and right, they often will change their minds there. Or at the close of the party, when you let them know how much they would have made, they often will change their mind there. How many of you said no a few times before saying yes? Show of hands. Yeah. So aren't you glad somebody asked you again? And I think when you acknowledge the fact that they said no before, but you've got something new to share with them, I personally don't think it comes across as pushy, especially when you're like, oh my gosh, I know you said no before, but, oh, and you're complimenting them. Okay. All right, before we get to the call to action, because last week we talked about bookings, has anybody tried the 3 booking challenge with their hosts? No? But
I did.
didn't? Well, are you guys getting enough bookings? Sounds like you guys are doing well with the bookings. So keep it going. And the 3 booking challenge is not something you have to do, but if you want to infuse, boom, a lot of bookings in a short period of time, because you can tell them they all have to be held within 30 days or something like that. Sometimes, you can partner with your host like that. So we covered that last week. So this week was really about attendance and offering the opportunity to the hosts. How many of you feel, when you think back of your last maybe 5 or 6 hosts, how many of you asked at least once every single host? Okay, good. How many of you said, nope, I asked once, but not again, because they told me no? Okay, all right, good. So, so it's like anything else, it's just habits to get into, and you can definitely change up the wording, and you should, because I think it should come from your heart when you're offering the opportunity to a host. Look at what they're doing, what do they have going for them, or what kind of skills do they have that would make them, a success in this business, or what would they enjoy about it. So, okay, I'm gonna do the call to action for this week. You want to hold that 20-minute call with your director, and be ready to share about how your parties are going. Also about the numbers that you wrote down to those 3 questions earlier. Continue to do the 10 minutes of booking outreach daily. And you know what, guys? How many of you have done 10 minutes of recruiting outreach per day? Okay. So I want you to think about what you guys did when you were working on filling your calendars. You green dotted, you posted, you tagged, you reached out, you did customer care calls, So I want to challenge you guys between now and the end of the month. We've got a 100% rebate to offer. And then the same hosts can do their kickoff shows in June where they will earn double free, have the opportunity to earn double free and get an air fryer at 60% off. And then their sales also count toward free fall products. Guys, this is the perfect storm is continuing. 2 months in a row of perfect storms for new consultants. So I'm going to challenge you guys to do 10 minutes of outreach a day to see who might want to learn more. It's not calling them up to say, hey, do you want to be a consultant? But you're like, hey, we got this amazing deal going on right now. It's through the end of the month. I thought of you because, would you like to learn a little bit more about this? Okay. So that's for the week, but take immediate action in the next 24 hours to write out your affirmations and start reading them daily. If you still don't have quite the bookings the way you want to, do that booking challenge with your hosts. And start asking your host 5 times, or at least multiple times. And keep adding names to your contact list and keep sending screenshots. Guys, I want to be drowning in screenshots. I want to wake up in the morning like, whoa, look at all these screenshots. Even if you think the conversation isn't going anywhere, you might be right. And I might say to you, oh, I would leave that one alone. I would just say da, 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 da. But I might have a way to get people to maybe think twice. So please, 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 it's the best way I know to help you in real time. Okay? Wow, look at that. We're actually done a little early. So, questions, comments. Oh, Belinda's puppy. Questions, comments about anything? Attendance, bookings, recruiting, open forum.
I just want to say that I don't think I've ever heard of anybody who joined who has not booked a party before. So have you, Karen?
What do you mean booked a party before?
Have hosted before?
Oh yeah, I signed
You-
up unseen. I'd never hosted.
You didn't host before?
Oh, no, signed up.
Oh, really?
The vast
Wow, you're
I know. I'm an
special.
aberration. No, but people will come to attend a show as a guest and sign up. The vast majority were hosts first. Yep, absolutely. Not all though. I had never even attended a party.
Oh, that's right. Eric did.
My husband wrote on the survey slip, call my wife. She might be looking for a job. And the consultant called me the next day and a couple days after, and I just screened my calls and deleted. 4 months later, she went to a training and they told her, you should follow up with all those leads. This was not a director or a team leader. It was a very, very nervous consultant who went way out of her comfort zone to call me. And I am so very glad she did. And she told me afterwards, I was so nervous. I thought you were going to think I was crazy. I thought you were going to think I was pushy. I thought you were going to think I. And I thought, I'm so glad she stopped thinking about herself and started thinking about me. And maybe I needed this. So I think that's one of the reasons why I am so comfortable in offering. If people tell me no thanks, I'm totally fine with that. If they tell me not now, totally fine with that. But gosh, I never know who's sitting at home like I was, bawling my eyes out because I needed to find a way not to put my youngest child, who was a preemie, in daycare. And so you just never know. So put it out there, offer to everybody. We have a new record set in the Batty organization, set by our own Kaylee here. So she earned fast track in a month. Do you guys want to ask her any questions? I'm putting her on the spot, by the way. I didn't even tell her I was going to do this because I didn't plan to. But you guys got any questions?
No, but congratulations, Kaylee.
Thank you. If I
1
did,
month.
if there were questions, I already had a response. I followed the breadcrumbs. It didn't matter what the questions were.
She's a very good breadcrumb follower, yes. Yeah.
Very good. Wow.
Yeah. Anybody, before we hop off then, anybody have any great host coaching tips that related either to attendance or bookings or anything host coaching related that we haven't covered in the last couple calls?
Karen, I just wanted to say I like to give my host either the thank you graphics or wording, and I always share with her, like you've done with me, here's my wording, if it, change it up to make it sound more like you if you don't like it. And I find that guests really do respond more to the host posting all about all the different stuff. I even have her host posting about product, like this is my favorite product, and then she will grab information and put it up there for her people. And then if you have any questions, Lynn is watching, just ask her, you know what I mean? And I cannot believe, I mean, I haven't even done her live yet and she's at $800 in sales. So I think that really works, coming from the host instead of the consultant. And I'm just there consulting. I'm, the host. You know what I mean?
So two things about that. I do think it gets a lot more response from the attendees because they don't know us, but they know their host. So they're much more likely to stop and read a post that's in their newsfeed that's from their host. But the second thing that's really good about that is now you offer the opportunity to the host, and the host says, I don't know, I've never done anything like this before. And you say, well, you hadn't even hosted before, but I kept giving you things to say. You copied and pasted. We're going to do the same thing as a consultant. I'm going to give you the stuff to do. And then they go, oh. So
And that leads into the recruiting. You know what I mean? You did such a fabulous job. See how easy it was for you when you had the tools to work with?
right. And I'm going to work
That's
with
what
you
I'm working
just
with.
like I worked with you as a host. Yeah, I'm going to work with you as a consultant. And so host coaching goes a long way. It builds rapport, it builds trust. And when they see that we're with them and working with them, it then gives them more of a more confidence to say, okay, I'm not sure if I'm going to do well with this. I don't know if it's going to work, but you know, this person helped me have a pretty decent show. It was pretty fun. I got some good stuff. You know, maybe she can work with me to be a consultant too. So partnering with your hosts will go a long way with recruiting, for sure. All right. So Lynn, thank you for bringing that up because, yeah, awesome. Anybody else? Well, I know Anya came on a little bit late, but she just submitted a fundraiser that was over 1,000. So that's pretty exciting. Woohoo. So I just wanted to, we were talking at the beginning of the call about little brags and successes. So I just wanted to give you a wahoo on that. Okay.
Of course, I missed the good stuff.
Oh, Shelley, did you have anything exciting to share? What are you excited about with your
Kim, am
business?
I sharing anything exciting that I already haven't shared? Oh, wait, yes. So once I submit my party that ends tomorrow, I'll have hit my knives.
Oh, you're getting a knife lock set.
And that puts me at level 3 for the free-for-all.
Wow.
Woohoo.
Great.
Good job.
And I'm still within my 90 days, is it?
Yep.
Okay.
When's your day 90?
July 29th.
Oh, you have
Oh, all kinds of time.
all kinds of time. Now you got to
Oh,
go after fast
man.
track.
Yes.
Till 15. You got.
I know, this is like the last thing that I need to do.
That's right. That's right. The cherry on the top. Well, you know what? You're well on your way. And think about now what you have to share, because you can say to people, you know, maybe someone you know, I was just reaching out. I thought this could be a great fit for you. I just started and I've already earned this much cash and this much product, and I haven't left my house.
Oh, and that's another thing. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go.
I sent my video to Belinda. I got into school and I'm using my commission money to pay my tuition.
There you go.
Criminal justice,
Oh
right?
yes, I'm going for criminal justice. Completely different from what I'm doing now. I work in healthcare now.
Yep. Well,
So-
and so how many other students do you know that could use some help with tuition?
Well, I got to get to class first.
Oh,
and then,
okay. Yes.
then I can get that part.
Yes. But yeah, and you know, so, you know, just kind of put it out there, because maybe you could post something, you know, online and say to people, you know, on your wall, and just say, you know, I started with Pampered Chef to help with tuition, and it's, you know, so far exceeding my expectations. If you guys know anybody who's a student who's looking for a way that they can earn extra income and schedule it around their maybe other job and school, please let me know. And on the rare occasion that I do stuff like that, people will tag their friends under the post sometimes. So yeah, throw it out there. You know, you got 100% rebate to offer.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. All right. Okay, I'm gonna stop
Awesome.
the recording here. Wait a minute. That's the screen. I'm not stopping the recording. Belinda's stopping the recording because I made her the host.
Oh, my record isn't even on.
I don't have the record thing.
Your red button's on. Okay, unmake me as a host now. Can you do
I
that?
don't know if I can do that.
Yeah, my
about, can you
record
click and
button's
make-
not on.
Can you click and make me the host again? Or I'll just leave.
You
it
guys see,
and it
you
will
all
stop.
can too be a director. Okay, so I'm gonna go to,
Go to my name and on the
Oh.
more thing
under the more thing.
on the to the right.
Oh, make as a host.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're, when you give it to somebody else, you lose it?
Apparently. Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay, I made you the host.
okay. I still can't stop the recording.
Okay,
No, where the- This is right here. Where did it go? Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna
Okay,
end
so-
the meeting and it'll stop the recording.
I'm gonna,
All
yeah.
right. Well, have a good night, everybody. I am so excited. Everybody had great news to share. You guys are rocking it. And I'm so excited. And momentum is building in June. Double free, guys. It's going to be blockbuster. So excited. So we'll talk soon.
Have a good night.
All right.
Have a good night, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.